What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, Steve?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
What's something that's clearly a scam but Americans have been conditioned to believe is normal?
The country itself. We're run like a cult. Once you're born into it, you can't leave, and when you want to join, it's incredibly hard. You have to vet that you're a good person. You pay money to the higher-ups that you will never get back in your lifetime, despite them promising that you will. You're educated to fit in this tiny box of how they want you to perform as a worker, and any sort of free thought is frowned upon, especially if it's against the establishments. Militant forces that have the right to threaten you with death if you don't comply. Rampant symbolism of the country everywhere you go. Biased and sometimes government-controlled media sources. A punishment system that's allowed to put you to death for crimes you didn't commit. Laws that protect people who intentionally harass and oppress others. Laws that specifically oppress the poor and make sure that they can never get rich. Cultish ideas of leadership and fellowship like the Democratic and Republican parties. Worshipping of inspirational rich people. I could go on for days.
Well, you know what, girl? You too loud.
Crazy word there. That's a good wordplay. It just makes you think, like, take yourself out of the situation and actually put yourself to where you're listening.
Right.
Would you want to come here?
Would y'all? When
After
she
hearing
said
it
it like that.
When you hear it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm straight where I'm at.
What is the boat?
Whoa. What we get on the boat for?
Roll.
Roll on out the way, huh?
We're 65 years old, or that there's no way to access your retirement accounts until you're 59 and a half, or that miraculously Social Security and Medicare are going to cover all of your costs and give you a dignified retirement.
Okay, I know I look kind of gross. Sorry, I just woke up. But this is something I've actually heard someone talk about on TikTok before, like they've addressed it. But when you go into debt and your debt gets sent to a debt collector, they buy your debt for however much it costs, and then they make money by charging you more money because they bought your debt. So you're only entitled to pay what you actually owe, and sometimes even less than that. Like, I've done research on it and it's true. So if you're being chased after by a debt collector, you need to ask them how much they bought your debt for and then just pay that. You do not have to pay any of the interest because that is not money that you have. You don't have to pay that because they made it up.
That's their
like,
price.
I'm being serious. Look it up. It's crazy.
Bro, college. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't until I graduated, thank goodness I had a full 4-year scholarship, that I realized you can make 6 figures with a trade.
I'm British, but I have points to make. Privatised healthcare makes no sense.
I want to speak on that because I feel like now I think they're doing a much better job at the paths that they introduced to the children at school, like especially high schools. They're introducing the trade schools as a track now. They did it, but I feel like when we was in school, like they really shoved college down our throats.
Right, yeah.
But now I think that they're doing a better job, and a lot of people feel that way.
I thought he was going to just say the norm that people don't have to go to college.
Right.
Which I totally think that people need to go to college, especially for the ones who don't get to get out. Like, some people literally be going straight to high school, and that's it. Right? That experience caps out. So going to college still allows people to have a growth pattern in their life because you can't evolve with where there's no growing stages. Yeah. You need growing stages, obstacles, something to engage in. So I think that, I thought he was going to go that way with it. But
yeah, at least community college.
Something that's going to keep you going.
Yeah.
How are you paying money to give birth? It's beyond me. Yes,
I mean, that
you pay less
question
taxes, but if you break your arm, you're bankrupt. Tipping, why don't you just add it to the bill? We have an automatic service charge in the UK in most restaurants. Guns are for your protection. If no one had guns, you wouldn't need guns to protect yourself from guns. You're protecting yourself from guns. The Electoral College, I'm in my 3rd year of my politics degree, and I don't understand how you could vote in someone who doesn't have the most votes. How is that fair? How is that democratic? Having tax or VAT added on when you get to the till and stuff. Surely you just have it on the price tag. I couldn't do that because I'm pretty, so I'm not good at maths. Like, I can't do that quickly. I wouldn't be able to afford things when I got to the till. Just have it on the main price. Just put it on the price tag, okay?
One thing that I want to add, that I felt like was a scam is that after you graduate college and everything, there are some jobs that would tell you you're overqualified.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, how can you not be good enough, but yet be good enough to not be in a place?
Money. They ain't got the money to pay you what you're worth.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
I've been waiting for this one. So, my senior year, I was fortunate enough to study in Europe. Studying there, I did take a few science courses that would typically have really expensive books in the US, like hundreds of dollars, if not more. I ran to the bookstore actually with a list of books, and I showed the worker and I was like, look, I need to buy these for my courses. The person looked at me really confused. They were like, yeah, I could sell you these, or we have all these different libraries on campus that have all the books for all of these courses and every other course. Otherwise, what's the point of having a library? Super fair point. So yeah, having to buy books at U.S. universities, totally a scam. Many of you knew that, though.
Gotcha. PDF.
Oh my God, this was something that really irked my nerves in college. I absolutely hated, because this was the time when books was like $300.
Yeah, to give you school money, they give it back.
There was no ebook
Nothing.
option. Man.
Literally, just giving everything back.
But now I heard that they are paying for your books. What? You mean I could? I could just borrow it and give it back?
I mean, I feel like it is beneficial to the students, but they want you to still bring it back. You know what I'm saying? That's the importance, because everybody else has to use it. But then we have technology where they do have PDF files, and you can download things and just hold on to it. You can print it out in the library. It's like, all these resources. So
Right. You know what this making me think? I don't know why this came to my head, but the floppy disk era. I just
literally
it's
the size
making
of
me
your
feel
palm.
Ancient.
What happened to those?
Because so much, we got USB now. We have download button.
But look how tiny it has got. Everything kind of like did a big downsize or upsize.
Which was good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the phones back in the day used to be mad tiny.
Yeah.
Now we got the big Apple in our hand.
Yeah, I don't know.
Floppy disk was mad huge, but that's a good point to make. Floppy disk was mad huge. Now we got little small memory cards that hold crazy amount of space. Times, man.
Security. Let me show you why. Say that you were born in 1990. You'll be
she got
eligible for
receipts.
Social Security at age 62. And if you were making $60,000 by the time that you retired, your monthly benefit is going to be $1,526.
Easy math, that's $18,312 per year.
According to the IRS, about 6.2% of your paycheck goes to Social Security. So say that between the years of 16 and 22, you made an average of $25,000 per year. That means that $129.17 are going to go to Social Security per month. And say that between the years of 23 and 62, you made an average of $60,000 per year. That means that $310 are going to be going towards Social Security per month. If we were taught to invest instead, this is how much we would have at the age of 22. If we continue to invest now from 22 to 62, this is how much we would have. You made more smarter than you would with Social Security withdrawing 4%, and you're a millionaire.
Feeling a bit sick, and I lost quite a lot of weight in a short amount of time, so I went down and saw my doctor, and he said, okay, I'm going to have to send you for some tests. These tests ended up being a full, complete blood work, ultrasound of all of my internal organs, CT scans of my organs. I then went to hospital and had a colonoscopy done and an endoscopy to biopsy my stomach. Trying to live in Australia, by the way.
The fact that kids are being told at a young age that in order to be successful in life, you have to go through school and get good grades. And then after 12 years of school, you need to go through more school in order to put yourself into huge amounts of debt to hopefully get a piece of paper that will allow you to hopefully get a job that you end up hating, making money for somebody else. And in order to get these good grades, we're going to put these 9, 10, 11-year-olds on huge amounts of legal amphetamines so they can get these good grades and become robots for society.
Beneficial scam.
Let's talk about the debt. That's the one thing that's crazy. Getting in debt early adulthood.
No, that is crazy.
Like,
the more you age, the more your debt gets bigger.
Right. And with the interest, and you got to pay all of that back. Everybody's situation is different, but still.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here looking at this thing like, please don't touch it. Please don't touch
Unless
it. At the plan it is.
You have it set up to where you have a plan that's going to cap all that out, and you're going to have that situated towards the end. Because sometimes what you're pulling out can be, accumulated over time, and then you can flip it and bring it back. But you're going to have more of what you made because of the business that you're probably operating off of.
Yeah, but not everybody is.
But not
business
everybody is not. You're correct. That is true.
Yeah.
Like school. People go to school and they know they're going for that degree. But after they walk that stage and they go back and look in the mailbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bills.
I don't know, because, you know, that's a big topic right now in the news, so I don't want to really touch on it.
Yeah.
But Lord, please don't touch the plan, please.
Bettafish
Keep
need
my
at
minimum
least 3 gallons, if not 5 to 10, of tank space. Not the tiny little bowls that they sell marketed to Bettafish.
Literally tiny bowls.
They're also tropical, so they need a heater, and they're carnivores, so they need to eat meat.
Who brought them
The
fish
reason
over
why
here?
they sell them to you in those tiny little cups and they give you those flakes with plant matter and stuff in them is because Bettafish are pretty. So even when they're sick, they're still going to be pretty. And guess what? They're going to die faster. And what happens when your fish dies? You go back and you buy more. Here's an example of a minimal tank set up for a Bettafish. It's 3 gallons. It's got some planks for him to hang out on. It's got a heater. That's it. They also need clean water, not water filled with their own pee and poop. So being in a tank like this, or like this, or like this, it's like being trapped in a see-through porta potty.
The fact that we spend 20 to 30 years paying on a house, and then after we get done paying on the house, they expect us to pay taxes on the house that we just paid 20 to 30 years paying on.
There's so many, but I'm going to give you the top that really pissed me off. The first one is the fact that you can't put your parents, your grandparents, or your siblings on your health insurance. So if you have a great job with great insurance and your siblings are young or something's wrong or your parents something, you can't put them on. They'd rather you go to the government, get assistance, get Medi-Cal, Medicare, take other people's tax money instead of you paying for them out of your pocket. The second thing is that in America, 18 is considered an adult, right? But they still use your parents' income to determine if you're able to pay for college. The third one that I think is mind-blowing is that we have to pay for water.
That tipped workers make less than minimum wage. Like much of America's
I think she went off last
tipping
time.
has a racist legacy.
Crazy.
So let's talk about how we got here. Tipping showed up in America after
Oh
the
no,
Civil
girl.
War.
Oh no, girl. Don't talk about it, because when I talk about a lot of our issues, such as healthcare, the reason everybody don't have universal healthcare, baby, they come for your heart. Let's see how y'all treat her.
Because wealthy Americans who
Let
were
her see, not
vacationing
me.
in Europe wanted to seem sophisticated. But America in general actually hated the concept of tipping. They thought of it as classist and condescending. They disliked it so much that that dislike actually spread to Europe. And as a result, Europe doesn't customarily tip anymore.
At
they
all.
pay their servers minimum wages. Why isn't it that way in America? Because slavery had just ended. And in the hospitality sector, employers didn't want to pay former slaves. So they let them work just off of tips with no wages.
Treated
When
them
restaurant
terrible.
owners finally figured out how much they had to gain from this, they lobbied really hard and made sure that when the 1938 Fair Labor and Standards Act was introduced, it excluded tipped workers from a minimum wage.
That you have to work 9 to 5 or just 8 hours a day in order to simply survive, and you
And
have to do
overtime.
that 5 out of 7 days of a week, and that your life basically doesn't belong to you because you have to do that if you wish to eat, to have a home, to do anything. And in order to actually get that job, you also have to go to school for at least 4 years, and you have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to even get started. Goodbye.
Baby girl, I'm just waking up and I already know. Let's discuss. Insurance has to be the biggest scam ever, and we just act like it's normal. Let me grab my rope and coal. Okay,
insurance be
first
bugging.
off is health insurance. So you mean to tell me that I'm paying for insurance for my health, yet somehow my vision and my teeth aren't included in my health? Those are separate insurances. Make it make sense. And honestly, car insurance might be worse.
That's
I
the
am
one.
forced to
That's
pay
the one.
for insurance every month for my car. But if I get into an accident, I have to pay more on top of that to cover the insurance that I pay every month. And then
'Cause
the
where the
amount
money
that I pay
went?
every month might go up because I got into an accident that I pay for every month to cover if I get into an accident.
Don't insurance sounds like a savings plan? Where you actually
It should
put
be,
money
huh?
down to where you don't have to worry about accidents or something dramatic happen, like hailstorms, somebody breaking your car, fires, whatever.
I mean,
like insurance sounds like a savings because you put so
Right.
much money down to maintain insurance protection,
Right.
but you're not protected because the money's really not there for you.
Listen,
Whoa.
listen, can we get a piece of it back? Like a
I mean,
little percentage,
something.
like 50%.
Where it go? Oh, because you got to
Girl.
actually get involved into something for them to pay.
But you know what?
Hey, you know what?
When it does happen, gotta come through when it does happen, you know.
Oh, the 18
So
would
make
have
sure
just
you got
scratched me.
insurance.
Just a little bit.
Oh no, baby, that's scam. That's a real scam.
Fall out the window.
No.
I'm done. Your life? I'm gonna need that.
Calling ourselves Americans, citizens of the United States calling themselves Americans. It's not necessarily true. This entire hemisphere is full of Americans. South Americans, Central Americans, and North Americans. We are not the owners of the term American.
I mean,
I understand, but what else
that
are we
was
gonna
just
call
like,
ourselves?
yeah. Make sure you guys go check the channel out. I mean, titles is just, they play a role,
Yeah.
just as it is. I don't think you can take a title and not be what it is that's presented for you to be. I don't know.
Right, like I understand, but
I hear you, but
Mexicans have a name other than Americans. Like, yes, they are
Right.
Americans, but they're Mexicans. What? Brazil? They're Brazilians.
yeah.
Canada, they're Canadians. So it's
Right.
like, we have no other term. So what we gonna call ourselves?
I don't know. Fortunately,
U.S.
right there.
statesians.
Them ball, them
Sound like
people.
Elliot.
They over there. That's them right there.
Yeah.
Something. All right, we gotta have the name. We gotta have something that's going.
It's enough we all call ourselves by our state. Louisianians, Texans, Floridians.
There go that pride.
You know?
Yep.
We just all... I was gonna say America, United States.
Oh, we could be the people of the United States.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I don't
long.
know. It is long.
That's long.
It's long-winded.
All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.